What you doing? I'm your Otakutainment, the AC source for this Otakutainment reviews stream, first of 2025, right? Yeah, because this is the review, live stream, discussion, if anyone wants to pop in and have it, for Weekly Shonen Jump issue 6 through 7. 6, 7, a bigger issue somehow. Don't know what considers bigger. And the first official 2025 issue. Yeah, I don't know what makes it bigger though. I try to look up because I read it on Manga Plus. I try to look up what's in, what the Japanese release would be, and from what I could tell, if I saw correctly, there was a one shot, but some other not double issues also have one shots with the same number, if I'm right. And it's also a weird one shot. I'll get to that kind of soon in my list of the series going through. But it's an extra week and a half, or an extra half a week that you wait, I guess. So yeah, it's 6-7. I messed up last week last issues because I didn't pay attention. It was issue 4-5. I was just thinking 4 because it is the 4th, but it's also somehow the 5th. Though it also didn't have that much different to it, but whatever. I'm talking about 6-7 today. And if you are watching this, jump in live, you can do that. Normally, every Tuesday, this is a weird issue. You'll pick back up every Tuesday on Twitch at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Or if you're watching this not literally right now, that means you're watching it in the future. You can still join in a discussion however, and then look for the lives whenever also. But besides the confusion that is this somehow being a double issue, the issue being, I don't know what a double issue really means, because it's not like there's twice as many chapters. And all it means is we have to wait an extra 2 days for another issue, I guess, right? Yeah. So let's just jump right into talking about the series. Of course, like I said, I read them on Manga Plus, and I start at the order whenever I start reading them. The least popular for English readers, not necessarily the order they have it in Jump. Even though maybe I should just switch up and start doing that. My intention was to just do it in the order I want to read them, but this seems to be the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm starting with Me and Roboco, because for some reason people don't seem to care that much about it. I'm fine with Me and Roboco. Yeah, it's silly, it's a gag manga. I guess English readers don't really get that, or they don't have the same kind of sense of humor. Understandable, I guess. But this is chapter 216, Ski Slopes and Roboco. And getting still more meta and kind of on the same topic of the double issues. Roboco's tired of having to wait for the next issue, so they go to the ski slopes. Yeah, it's a skiing chapter. And the main focus is just the magic of the slopes. Roboco's trying to help Rondo look cool. Turns out, though, Roboco doesn't really know what to do either. Just a lot of talk, not much action going on, until eventually Roboco turns into a mech suit in order to save Madoka from a snowboarding cliff, or snowboarding off a cliff. And then part of it being, if the suit comes off, it takes all of Wonder's clothes too, which of course happens. That's it. It's a gag manga. Surprisingly, for a gag manga, it has more to it than what a lot of the other chapters I feel like did this week. But it's still just silliness, and it's straightforward, and that's what happened. That's that. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's weird. It's fine. So let's go on to mix up the order, because it's kind of in a rut because it's almost hitting Haku Taku. Normally, Super Psychic Policeman Chojo is in the spot. Guess something different happened. I don't know. Anyways, Hakutaku, chapter 15, For Yourself. I don't know how they're going to end this. I guess they'll end with the end of this competition or whatever it is. But Akumine is having a blast with the game. Says stuff that even gives Hikuma ideas. Uses / helps a kid that needs a phone, but then uses that kid to just be like, hey, test out this app. Akumine does, not even Hikuma. So it was an interesting little test or like help game enthusiasts. That's nice. It's not so negative. I don't know. I know nothing about game development. For some reason, I'm not feeling like it's a completely positive thing. Just, I guess, from what you hear in news and stuff. But this makes it seem a lot nicer, at least. The other focus of the chapter, though, turns to Seiya. You see on the title page, has 2 other people trying out the game, and they really seem to like it, but for some reason can't accept it. That's how the chapter ends. Don't know why. What's wrong with it? Seiya's getting really up in her head about how great all this is going to go in the future and how great that will be. But it might be a little different now. We'll see. Chapter 15, it'll go on for 4 more chapters, 3 or 4 more chapters, probably 4, I guess. And now we go to the typical order of Super Psychic Policeman Chojo 45, chapter 45. Yeah, the senior police officers collaboration that we did not get to see, really. If you read it on Manga Plus, I don't know if you can read it anywhere else, because this is what the one shot for the issue was Kochi Kame Tokyo Beat Cops X or Cross Plus, I don't know, together with Super Psychic Policeman Chojo. We didn't get to see it or read it in English, at least, not officially. I'm sure there's a scan out there. I don't like it. Anyways, this is just a very meta chapter of Chojo being jealous of Uru from Kochi Kame. And that, I mean, that's it. It's very lackluster. I don't know how this one is the one that went up in the order when there's even less on here to do. Of course, eventually it goes on. Everyone starts to appreciate Chojo, who's just pounding the whole chapter. But, I mean, I don't know, there's nothing much else to it because you feel like the first half of the story's not there because it's not. How long was the one shot? I don't know. I bet there's a whole lot of cool stuff that happened in it. Too bad we didn't get to see it. Anyways, go to what I keep considering my least favorite series in Weekly Shonen Jump, and probably won't end anytime soon. News Exorcist, chapter 81. Invasion. Okay, so not much. Well, okay, this one does finally move on and progress whatever's happening. We cut to Raisei made a 3-day contract with Gasha Dokuro, and now they need to go to the Fujino estate to find a better vessel. I mean, pretty much, just to sum it up pretty briefly, that was pretty much it. Like, nothing else really stands out from it. Yeah, because, I mean, Raisei's body won't hold up. Making a contract with 2 heroes, I guess that could be important to mention. I don't know. I need someone who's actually a fan of the series to talk to me, because I just have no hype for it. And even though now it's starting to pick back up again, and it's still, I don't know. It doesn't make too much sense to me where they're going with it now. That's my problem. It seemed like it was going somewhere, but this whole thing with the Fujino again, it's just like, it came out of nowhere. To me, at least. I don't know. Anyways, so while that's going on, Gakuro sneaks through and then out of the sewers just to run into another person problem. Gonna have to fight. We don't get to see that yet. They just encounter each other. I guess that'll be the next chapter. It'll be just them fighting. I need to try to be more positive with this series. And I was. I had my moments. I keep going back and forth. But right now, it's just in a rut for me. Yeah, well, whatever. Now, on to the next one. Witch Watch 185 Phantom Blade Part 7. I guess the last one, because the flashback is finally over. Shikimi tells / curses everyone there, still in the flashback at this point, with Jura's true name. That's it. The flashback over. Did anything else happen of note? Not really. It's fine where it is. There's not much else. So, flashback's over. Then we go to the present where everyone's kind of just like, oh, okay, so that's what it was. Not really much reaction from that afterwards. It's like, oh. So, it doesn't seem like they really have... It doesn't really take you anywhere with the main group. But we do get to see that Soji, who I kept calling Proof because that's what Habana kept saying, and Chiwing meet up again. Now in the present day. Older, of course. So, sun's brewing. We don't know it yet because manga chapters are too short. For good reason, with the time frame. Restraint. Another switch, I guess, of order. Typically, Asteroid Royale, Chapter 36, Japanese Yakuza Association. Yeah. The Battle Royale's begun. That's the main thing. But the chapter was mainly to introduce the namesake title of the chapter, the Japanese Yakuza Association. We see Yoshiki Tendo, who is part of the Genbu clan, Natsutoro Godai, the Kanetora faction, and then Yashiro, who is part of the Ririn clan. And there's a note to make that apparently all these people are different compared to when and I guess Tarsu's dad, the old leader of their family, was part of this association, so some kind of corruption. And then representing, I guess, their family is like the 8th sibling, like the 8th son, a random one. You think it would be anything the first? I don't know. There's some kind of corruption going on. It's only speculation at this point. I'm sure it'll be revealed in this arc. But yeah, the other part, aside from that, the actual Royale is 300 people fight. The last 8 standing enter the tournament. The actual. And then whoever wins that faces the Immortal Phoenix. That was the name, right? Sure. And of course, Yubara and Tarashi make it. It was pretty quick. And the tournament's already decided. They really didn't do much. I felt like this could have been a lot cooler chapter if things actually happened. And it had its cool moments. Man, it was just so rushed. I'm not a super actiony person, but when it's something like this, when you're like, there's 300 people and only 8 can last, I expect more than what felt like a few pages of action. I don't know. Anyways, that's it. And then we'll see the actual tournament kick off, which could also only be one more chapter. They could just rush through that. I don't know. We could see some actually cool fighting. Whenever. Yeah, let's keep moving on to the Elusive Samurai, chapter 186, Ogasawara, Sadamune, 1340. I have to get that name right because it's important for this chapter. Ogasawara Sadamune. Okay. So going on this chapter, picks up right where it left off, and you think things will go bad because it left on a cliffhanger and something will change, but no. Tokiyuki actually gets a shot off on Toki, hitting the right shoulder. Yeah, and then retreats. I just wanted that one shot. Okay, and Sadamune is proud / frustrated that everyone's able to flee happily. And that's pretty much it. And the rest is kind of like, okay, that's it for this part. What happened next? Well, 4 years later, apparently, Munoyoshi returns. And then it also gives a little future death page for Sadamune. Yeah, died of illness in 1347. What year was this? 1340. Oh, I got 7 years left. Okay. So, and that was pretty much it. Just all this, wrap this bit up real quick just to say, oh yeah, Sadamune's going to die in 7 years. It's like, cool. Where we go now? I don't know. They mentioned something about Munoyoshi returning in 4 years, but I don't know. Sadamune died. Okay, cool. Let's go Kill Bill. Kill Blue. Different. Kill Bill, completely different thing. Page 84, Spicy Ginger Ale. Let me think a moment. Interesting. did I not pay attention to the title of this while reading it? Because I do not remember any kind of spicy ginger ale throughout the whole chapter. But it must be in there? Weird, okay. I'm just confused myself. What happened in this? Not much. Ogami tries teaching Inukai how to fit in, but Inukai does better than Ogami right away. And I think I've talked about this in the last issue. Inukai really doesn't seem to get what's going on, doesn't know what being a cover really means, but then when trying to get Inukai to fit in, is already doing it better than Ogami, like it was nothing. It just naturally happened. And then you gotta remember, Inukai also is a kid. It feels a little bit older than the rest of these. Well, I need to remind you, small children, middle school, very small children, but they don't act like it because manga is weird. And I mean, that's it. It was just Ogami's disappointment and being like, "Oh, I'm going to teach you. Oh, I'm not your teacher anymore." That kind of realization. That was the most important part. It's like, oh, you know, Ogami has Neko as partner now, still younger, but then you take who was a student and now also kind of a partner. It's that like getting old kind of moment, sentimentality, sentimentalness. Oh, sentimental feeling of all that. Oh. Anyways, what's next? This, okay. I kind of complained and then it kind of got better. Sid Craft Love is a Mystery. There we go. K7, the Great Detective's crew sets out to sea in disguise. Oh, I am not looking at these titles because I did not realize that was also a long one. That's when I actually had stuff happening. Sid and stuff will act like a married couple to investigate the bomb ship. Alo sneaks on and is asked to be a singer. Immediately recognized as being dressed as a boy. So it makes me question Sid's detective skills. So far it seems Sid is really good, but apparently some rando immediately realizes Elio's in disguise. And to be fair, the like transition, I don't know, the disguise from Elio being disguised to Elio being like this fancy looking singer, really big difference. Like that I could understand of not recognizing someone. I think at one point Sid is even like, oh, the singer looks like a female Elio or something like that. I don't know. It is a big difference. A lot of times you see characters in disguise and you're like, oh, well, you obviously look just like how you normally do, pretty much easily recognizable, and then for some reason the main characters don't recognize. I'm thinking of Pokemon mainly with Jesse and James and Ash and crew, just for some reason never recognize them. But this time I actually see it. I'm like, oh no, that is a huge difference. I could see how someone could be fooled by that. What I still don't get is how Elio's is fooling Sid. I guess Sid is just so caught up in Elio wanting to be not a female because of the whole rom-com kind of sense Sid has. I don't know. But the actual story of what's going on and what's going on with the bomb, one of the crew hit a bomb. And even though do I talk shit about this? I don't know. I do like the cleverness and the details of like the whole mystery aspect of it, even though it doesn't focus on that so much. But when it does reveal it, you're like, oh yeah, okay. That was kind of obvious, but also I like how it's revealed. And then it's like, oh, there might be another one. And then it's like, oh, the person that made Elio sing might be suspicious. It probably is. So it's not like anything is super much of a mystery. It's really the reveal and the small details, because all these are so quick. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. That was neat. That was fine. Yeah. So let's keep moving on. Akane-banashi. I like the manga. The flashback is finally over, but this chapter did not have much to it. And then had me like, what the fuck just happened at the end? I mean, you read it, you know what happens. Everyone's doing their thing, and then Akane meets up with Isho, who forbids Akane from learning any more of Shiguma's art, and then Akane's determined to prove himself, just be like, I'll get good enough to where you have to acknowledge and do this. And it's like, cool. And then Ishi's even like, okay, yeah, kind of just like, show me what you got. And then we skip 3 years, and now in Paris. We got a text message, I think, at some point from Shiguma. What happened in the 3 years? What a this is kind of a frustrating time skip. Because didn't we just get one? To end the Zenza? Or am I crazy? Because I still don't know if that was actual time skip or not. I don't know. I need to go back and look at that. See if it was actual time skip. I really felt like there was one, but it doesn't seem like anyone acknowledges it, and it doesn't feel like it in the actual story. With 3 years and in Paris now, what happened? This is the frustrating stuff. Because like there was story there. Things happened to get to that point, and we didn't get to see it. So now what? I hate time skips. And this one just caught me off guard so much. What happened to Shiguma? But yeah, that's pretty much all that happened in it. Let's just move on because, you don't understand my frustration with time skips. Or you might understand and feel the same way. Anyways, we're on to Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi now. Chapter 27, Kiyoshi and Sakaki's training time. And that's it. That's what they do. I guess, I can't help but feeling it. There's a lot of Dragon Ball Z logic in this with the Saiyans, because all it is Kiyoshi gets beats up. Might I put that? No, my notes suck. So Sakaki beats up Harai for a week just to speed up the going through hell process. Pretty much the more you get beat up, the stronger you get, just like Saiyans. And that's it. They just do that for a week. Harai gets better, of course. That's it. They heal up in the soup. Yeah, that's it. And like, yeah. And there's an explanation trying to say why Harai needs this. And it's not so much, it's like Harai has so much magical energy, you just don't know how to control it. The problem isn't getting enough power, it's learning how to control the power, not getting too overpowered yourself, something like that. I don't know. It's like trying to drive a really fast sport car is what it's compared to in this chapter, and not being able to completely handle it. Getting the handling on, I guess, is the better way to describe it. But yeah, that's it. Some good old Saiyan training, going through hell, and that's whatever. And now, with more references to other series, we cut to Shinobi Undercover. Chapter 16, A Ninja Sign. I also don't know how this series ended. This series continues on. Honestly, wild. I don't know how that's going to happen or what next, because it doesn't really seem to be doing much or going anywhere. But yeah, Yotaka and Toby are pretty much going back and forth, it seems. Yotaka now having full attention on Toby, can go all out, but then Toby's like, I can do more, I can go all out too. And so they kind of go back and forth, and then Yotaka pulls a Deku / Thanos kind of snap that's so loud it, I guess, bursts Toby's eardrums, ruins hearing. And by Deku Thanos snap, Thanos, because it's a snap, and also Deku because snaps so hard it breaks a finger. It's like, oh, okay, like that must be a direct like reference to that, right? It's so similar. But that's it. It's just that back and forth. I mean, not much else to say about it. Nothing too special about it besides that snap. So let's keep going. Hima 10, number 25, Homesick, kind of another one where it's just very straightforward and not much I need to say about it. Yoshinari and Mori go to a shrine with Kana to help with Kana's homesickness. That's it. They go. It's nice. How much longer can this series go? I keep going, especially with the first page. If you look at it, this will work so much better if it was college age, university age, especially with like And I'll complain about this before, but especially with some of the perviness of it. But of course, that happens to everything. But it was like, it would make so much more sense if they were older. But yeah, Kana was homesick and then feeling left out just because everyone else went on like a camping trip. Kana was by himself. That's it. So they make it up by going to a shrine. Iyamori gets both Kana and Yoshino a charm just to also make it better, but really not much to it. Yeah, that's it. I don't. Was this the worst chapter? No, wait, hang on. Looking over, this might be the worst chapter. Yeah, this was definitely the most letdown of a chapter, I guess, because not much happens. It's nice, but as far, if I had to rank them, this would be the bottom one. Yeah, because there's just not much else to it. Even Noah's Exorcist was better. Okay, never mind. Hang on. No, okay, it's still definitely the worst, or not. I don't want to say worst like it's a bad thing, but it's just most lackluster. But moving on to Mission Yozakura Family, Mission 257, Banquet Part 2. Desperately, for some reason, just trying to stretch this out because it's still not the last chapter. I have no idea what the next chapter is going to be. I don't know. Especially with Undead Unluck also around the same stage. I don't know what they're going to do in the next chapter. But at least for this chapter, it's mainly Kyoichiro getting emotional over Musumi and then eventually trying to stop the ceremony. That's it. And then it gets a kind of funny cute with Musumi just getting overly affectionate during the ceremony. But that's it. That's all that really happens. Marginally better than Hima 10, I guess. But it really just feels like it's getting stretched out. Because it seemed like Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero just ended. And this one is just like, okay, it's going on longer. And now it's like, is it going in next week? Or is Undead Unluck going in next week? Are they both? Because I can see what Undead Unluck will be next week. I have no idea what mission is going to be. Anyways, let's just go ahead and move on to Undead Unluck. Number 237, game cleared. Yeah, they won the game. And now they get 3 rewards. First is to eradicate all the Umas, which means to simply make them exist as laws. There's a coffee goodbye, and who also leaves a wedding dress as a parting gift. Oh, that's nice. And then the other 2 is the extinguishment of all negation abilities. Good for everyone. That's cool. That was a nice moment seeing everyone get excited for that. And the third is what, of course, the deal made before, the loss of all artifacts, including the heart and Fuko, and which just means losing memories. So yeah, Fuka loses memories. Then everything kind of clears up. They're standing around, and Andy asks him out, and that was honestly how it feels like it should have just ended. It would have been a nice ending right there. Weird. I don't know why. I like an epilogue chapter kind of deal. But then there's also like, you also don't need it, but I like it for this. And I'm fine with Mission also having one. I don't know if they need 3. I don't know if Undead Unluck needs 2. Also, they all ending with like a wedding-esque chapter. Weird. Okay, we'll see what happens in the next chapter. Now, on to Blue Box. Another straightforward chapter, but at least this one's like sporty action kind of stuff. Yumika and Shinatsu just keep making baskets and points for their teams. Everyone is impressed. That's it. That's the chapter, but at least it's like kind of sporty, actiony going on with it, but also just really straightforward. Also, okay, now let's talk about this title page a bit, because the chapter and like the whole past chapters so focused on basketball. This isn't basketball on the title page. What is it doing? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's nice. It's a nice title page. Let's just keep going to my favorite. Oh, this was a cool chapter. Okay, not the best style page, but Ichi the Witch, the 17th hunt out of your depth. Okay, see, okay, I wish I would keep doing weekly reviews for this. So first, Komugi is writing everything down with multiple magic pins on Shirabedona's orders. That's cool. You get to see all that little magic stuff. Komugi being useful, but on the sideline. Okay, cool. Now the really cool part, we got to see Ichi release the shark magic power last chapter, which Ichi uses to momentarily freeze not just the advance, but actually the world hater magic. Very briefly though. And then the world hater magic busts out, sees Ichi falling unconscious, but Ichi's actually keeping himself awake by stabbing himself in the leg just long enough to also stab this magic in the neck. Pretty cool. And except for Ichi then does finally lose consciousness. But it's okay, because out of nowhere, in such a cool fashion, and both sense, and in such a cool way, Discard swoops in, stabbing the magic and exploding. I doubt it actually explodes the magic, but it's still a really cool entrance for Discards, and now we get to see Discards finally be a badass again. Yeah, we kind of saw it with Roro, but Roro had that trick to where only male witches could win or get the clear the trial. We don't know what this magic's trial is, if there is even one. We might find out next chapter, because I doubt this magic exploded for real. No, I think we... Okay, actually, hang on. I think we do see the magic starting to get, like, put back together. Because you can't kill them, you gotta pass the trial. So yeah, I guess we'll see the trial next chapter. Ooh, it'd be cool. I also want to know this magic's name, because it's so human-looking. I want to stop calling it just a magic or world hater magic. They have names. I want it so I can start using it and stop having such a mouthful. But, cool chapter. Definitely the best one in this. Yeah, I'll say. But also, I guess I'm biased because I just really like Ichi the Witch. Let's keep moving on to Kagurabachi, a cool title page. Chapter 63. Does Kagurabachi have chapter names? I don't remember. Yeah. It must, right? I don't know. Nah, it'll be fine. So this one also still kind of straightforward. I know I'm saying that a lot. It's just kind of what's going on, and that's fine. Because it's weekly and kind of short chapters, that's fine. It just doesn't give me that much to talk about. But so they try to escape with Iori to get the Hishaku away from all the other students, but all that does is end up involving a bunch of bus passengers. But it's okay because they all get saved. That's it. I'm trying to think. Nope, that's it. Now I'm sure there'll be some cool sword fighting next chapter. But that was it. It was a chase. Oh, no, that is the name of the chapter. It was like car chase or something. Why is it not on the title page? Yeah, I think it was literally car chase, if I'm remembering correctly. And that's all it was. That's all they did. So, yeah. Let's go to Sakamoto Days. Oh, boop. Hello. Days 196 first encounter. Got the double spread there. Looking cool. Pretty cool. It's a decent cover. Double spread for a cover page. I'm going to be way back here. Sakamoto Days is pretty much another flashback of how Shin and Sakamoto met. They're both looking for the same person, which is most likely Shin's dad. That's it. No, okay. I can go in more detail. There is a lot more that happens. So Shin is captured by apparently the group of assassins or whatever that Sakamoto is with, but I think it was Sakamoto's undercover to look for Shin's dad. Of course, Shin can read minds. And there's some humorous stuff because Sakamoto is thinking of how to kill Sheen, and that's enough for Sheen to read the mind and get knocked out, and then that was it. Then Sakamoto leaves with Sheen, and then that's after that. That's pretty much revealed. Like, oh, they're both looking for the same person. They should stick together and help each other out. That's pretty much it. That was the chapter. Not much else to it. I guess we're going to be in flashback mode for a bit, just to see how this plays out. But it's neat. It is interesting for the story and just seeing, where the characters come from. So I'm fine with it. It's okay. Woo, I'm back front because now we are on to One Piece. Chapter 1135, Friends, Cups. Trying to think of if that's relevant for the chapter. It probably is, but I don't remember it too much. I think it's when Luffy meets back up with the rest of the pirates. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about in this one too. This one was packed with just everyone doing things. We meet officially Biblo, like Biblio, but it's just Biblo if I read that correctly. Who is a growth owl that most likely ate the grow fruit, which means can turn inorganic objects big, and stays in the library. Don't know why all the books have to be big if they're in there, but it's pretty much where Robin and Chopper are doing that stuff. Then the others, mainly Luffy and kind of by extension Usopp, is playing with the giant kids, or scaring the giant kids most likely. But there is one who is not as peace-loving as all the others, named Colin, who's also the teacher's kid. Surprise. And who is also half human. Interesting. Yeah, here's the thing though. Well, here's the thing. There's one giant kid who's a perv, getting real up and close and personal with the teacher. Of course, in ways Sanji's jealous of. But also, this giant kid is half human, which means a human and the giant teacher had to figure out how that worked. Hang on. Hang on. How? Okay, no. Ooh, besides just being perv, this seems like some kind of weird shit people will look up to get off to. But it must have happened somehow. Can giants get small? I forget. Is that a thing in One Piece? Wait, isn't Big Mom also like half giant or something? Or part giant? How does all this work? How are they getting down and dirty? What if you went... Oh no. Okay. This is about to get real weird, so if you don't want to... I don't know how to disclaimer this. Okay. If I'm thinking of the size proportions of people, and it's a human, regular size human... Oh man, it would be small enough to just climb up on in, right? Like there's no... How do you... just like get it in without just fully going in, like climbing in and then just... This is some weird hentai shit. I don't know how this works out, because it seems like it must have been recent, and it's still just a small child, but giants live a while. I don't know how this works. I'm trying. I gotta move on from this because it's getting too weird. The more I think about it, I try not to think about it when it first happened, because I mean, you're like, yeah, giant woman, and then you're like, oh, how does that actually work out though? Sure. Okay, let's move on from that, because it's gonna get weird for everyone. But hey, let me know how that physically works out. Oh no, I shouldn't be asking about that. I'm gonna get some weird links, aren't I? There's gonna be some weird algorithms popping up. You are too, because you listen to this, and everything's listening. Technology is scary. But now let's move on. Everyone else is getting new giant-esque, kind of Vikinging, if I remember it correctly. They're getting new outfits from Gerd. Cool outfit change. We just had that on Egghead, but sure, get another one. And then this is when Luffy and everyone... I don't remember seeing much of Zoro in this. But everyone else doing their own thing. Reunites with more giants. There's one that was part of the Saudi auction that was saved. And then we meet Chief Jarul, who has a sword through the head, but apparently was saved by a helmet. But it's also so big, maybe it's just a weird perspective thing, but it's so big the giants look small. Cool. Where's this arc gonna go? I guess we'll have to wait, because there's mysterious humans that are looking for Loki and harass normal, small, tiny humans, even harass some of the guards so much to cause one to either bow down or just like collapse to the ground. Maybe a gravity thing, maybe just a emperor hockey kind of thing. I don't know. I assume it's the Shanks looking person. We don't fully see the face of anyone, but that's kind of where the last chapter left off, so I assume this would be connected to it. But also just to see what Loki does. What's going on? What's going to happen in this? I know it's very early, but I'm just like, the whole thing can't just revolve around Loki getting free and whoever these other mystery people are. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, because that was it for the One Piece chapter. There was a lot in it, and I didn't even know what exactly to pick out to talk about, and then getting really just caught up on the half human, half giant thing. Damn. There's gonna be some Rule 34 going on here. We also don't know who the dad of the Colin is. It piqued Sanji's attention. I don't know if it's because also just being a pervert, also being like, wait, who could the human dad be? It might be a little bit of both. Definitely, for sure, partly the perv part. Dang, I'm curious, and I need to start thinking about it. But also, that's what's up. And definitely what's up. I gotta move on. Yeah, that's it. That's it for all the chapters of this week's and a half of Weekly Shonen Jump. That's it. And then we'll finally get back to, right? We're finally going to get back to regular issues weekly. I'll be back on normal Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time live streaming. So if you're watching this in the future, know that's when I'm on, in case you want to jump in on a conversation. We can talk about any of the series that pop up in any order. It doesn't have to be like this. This is just the order I do it in. If nobody interrupts me or wants to be part of it, that's fine. But yeah, if you're not watching this live and you're watching in the future, go ahead and leave comments about what you thought. Also contact my other social medias if you want to, email, all that stuff. You can find links for all that pretty easily in the description. But yeah, thanks anyone who does watch this, and thank also to my Ko-fi members, Vix Lab and Julio Vasquez. If you also want to help support me on Ko-fi, you can. There's plenty there. There's going to be more coming to it. I keep it cheap because why not? You don't need to spend a whole lot on this, but I appreciate if you do or if you don't, whichever. But yeah, that's going to be it for me and for this Otakutainment reviews. I've been your Otakutainer, the AC Stories. Until next time, until next week, thank you so much again, and bye.